What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Series 2. So the official Series 2 ladder came up, of course, on the 1st of February. I'm recording this on the 2nd. I have played a few games already, and my ladder experience has been great so far, so I'm hoping to find a team that I click with, that I really enjoy, and can really give some good practice for everything and moving forward. So today I am playing Costa Calamares' team that they played in Beanie's tournament last week. This went 11-0, won the tournament. Obviously a very, very good player, very good team. But let's talk about the team and talk about what's going on here. So in that tournament, which I believe I talked about quite a bit in last week's episode of the podcast, that would have been the 30th it would have come out. I talked about how I really like this team, and I'm very excited to see what all we have going on here. So we have this. The only thing that's new compared to Series 1 is we have Sandy Shocks, which I think is honestly super underrated starting out in this format. It is something that a lot of people didn't give respect to and kind of just shoved aside because of its awkward typing. And I'm here to say that I'm really excited to play some Sandy Shocks. So we are, just triple attack. We have Terra Blast for grass, so we can get, becoming immune to spores and range powders and all that stuff. Just be able to pick up KOs where we can. Gives us just another very good type coverage. Then we have electric, grass, and ground. Triple stab is just very good. I'm very excited to try out Sandy Shocks today. Talking past that, we have Excalibur with loaded dice here, so we can hit some extra good damage here with our icicle spears. Meowscarada, which I don't remember if I've actually played on the channel yet, but I'm excited to try this out because we are Overgrow as opposed to Protein, which is something that a lot of people were doing in Series 1. It seemed like it was like 50-50 as to what ability Meowscarada was running, and I think Sash plus Overgrow is really interesting and something I'm very excited to try. So just trying to maximize the amount of damage we do with our flower tricks, I think, is going to be very important. Knock off Sucker Punch to round it out. So far, I've noticed that we have 3 attacks plus protect plus good Terra type, and that's just good enough. This seems very, very offensive, and just click the super effective button, do as much damage as possible, get in, get out, call it a day. As you'll notice, on paper, it seems like we're going to struggle against hard Trick Room because we don't really have counterplay to it besides Garganotl and maybe Mimikyu. But for the most part, if Trick Room goes up, we're just kind of gonna have to play it out. We'll have to figure it out as we go. Rounding out the team here on the right hand side, we have Rocky Helmet Volcarona, one of our main support pieces here with Rage Powder, Tailwind, Strugel Booge, something I'm very excited to see how Volcarona plays here with it. I think it's a super underrated move and very excited for it. Moving on, we have Shadow Sneak Life Orb Mimikyu, just going to try to KO all of the Flutter Mains running around, make their life sad. That's literally what Mimikyu is designed to do, right? Just try to dish out as much damage as possible into opposing Flutter Mains as quickly as possible. With Disguise, we're also able to live a hit from them, and then if they are Sash, pick up the KO the following turn. And then something I played with a little bit in Series 1, but I don't think we've played it on the channel yet, is Garganotl. We have good old Garganachi here. Very excited to try this out. Pretty standard set. Salt cures our damaging attack. Pick up KOs over time and sit there and stall them out. So I'm excited to try this. Very excited to see how this plays out today. And huge shout outs to Costa for playing this to an 11-0 finish. Very, very excited for this. So let's jump in and see what we can do today. Coming straight out of the gate here, we have probably just good Pokemon in this format. Fluttermane, Iron Bundle, Great Tusk. Just 3 Pokemon that I envision seeing a lot in this format. We also have Torkoal to power up not only Great Tusk, but also Fluttermane's Photosynthesis. Farigiraf here is going to be really annoying because it shuts off Mimikyu Shadow Sneaks. And then Arcanine to be able to intimidate our stuff is also kind of annoying. But also at the end of the world, we have, end of the day, we have Sandy Shocks here to just ignore it and put on a ton of pressure. So I do like Sandy Shocks quite a bit here. I think I like Meowscarada. I'm leaning towards possibly, maybe. I think Volcarona looks pretty okay. I honestly think Garganoctle looks really appealing too. Because I could have Trick Room on not only Fluttermane, but also Farigiraf, and so trying to, like, play through Trick Room here with, like, Garganoctle seems pretty okay. So I think we're going to do, like, Mimikyu plus Garg. I think I want Meowscarada, and I think I want Sandy Shocks here in the back. Just try to do as much damage as we possibly can, as quickly as we can. Obviously, like, Trick Room is going to be hard to play through, and I think it's very important to showcase that. You know, obviously, like, ladder's luck of the draw. You play against what you play, but I'm kind of glad that this is something we ran into today to see how this plays out. And they're just immediately going to lead in on Fluttermane. Okay. So I want to play around them potentially swapping into Farigiraf here, so I'm just going to Shadow Claw into the Fluttermane. And I think I just want to immediately Salt Cure into the Arcanine. If they swap out, fine, whatever, don't really care. And if they stay in, then I just start getting chip damage in on this. Pretty okay with this, regardless of how this plays out, I think. Alright, we are going to see an immediate Terra here from our opponent. This could be Fluttermane getting rid of its Ghost typing. It's going to be Fluttermane turning Water. Interesting. Not something I've seen. We're also faster, meaning they are setting Trick Room here. I'm just going to go for a Snarl. Going to break our Disguise. Wait. Oh, we took Life Orb damage. Okay. I was very confused for half a second. Alright. Trick Room. Fluttermane. This is going to be Torkoal coming in then? Or Great Tusk. It is going to be Torkoal, but I can just sit in front of that. Kind of fine with that. Photosynthesis is going to go up. I'm assuming this is going to be special attack. Yep. Perfect. And there's Trick Room. Okay. All things considered, yeah, we're doing our thing. We're rocking and rolling. How well? That's the real question. So I could swap in Sandy Shocks and go for a Wide Guard here. Could also just double protect this turn, see what our opponent's got going on. If I do that, Wide Guard's more likely to fail next turn. I think Sandy Shocks plus Wide Guard is the play. I think just trying to prevent them from doing anything this turn is going to be good. And this gets rid of the Intimidate we have on Mimikyu as well. Photosynthesis is going to trigger our speed. We don't eat our booster energy because it can only be boosted once. Interesting. Okay. Was not a mechanic I was aware of, but I mean, it makes sense. Alright, Eruption's going to do 0 damage. Pretty okay with that. And this is Terra Blast, but it's also halved because of Sun. So, like, pretty okay with this. I say as I casually take 50%. So now they have to be weary of the Wide Guard, right? I think they're going to target down the Garganoctle this turn. And me being plus speed on Sandy Shocks means I'm going to outspeed the Fluttermane. I don't want to Terra here because there's a, obviously a Torkoal on the other side. I think this is just going to be... I think I'm just going to click Recover this turn. Okay, there's the Eruption again. Single KO into Sandy Shocks. That's unfortunate. was hoping we'd be able to live one, but obviously not. It's an eruption boosted sun. It's a sun boosted eruption from full HP Torkoal. Alright, and there's just a Terra Blast again. Please stop. You're doing a lot of damage, and that makes me sad. I can bring out Meowscarada and go for a Sucker Punch. That will do some chip damage, which is obviously what we want. I could also Sucker Punch into the I could Sucker Punch the Fluttermane here to get the KO on it. Go for a Wide Guard. They might be specs on the Torkoal. Let's try it. Okay, no Protect coming out from the Fluttermane. Sucker Punch does take it out. That's very good for us. And Torkoals normally don't carry something like Flamethrower or anything here, so should just see, yeah, another Eruption. Perfect. Perfect. Actually, factually perfect. This could be Arcanine coming in, getting Intimidate back in on Meowscarada is obviously annoying, but not the end of the world. Double Fire type in front of my Meowscarada is going to be really terrifying, all things considered. Yep, there's the Arcanine. Let's see, we have last turn of Trick Room. I think this is just Protect, click Recover this turn. Stall out this last turn of Trick Room. Sun's also very quickly running out. I wonder if they didn't bring Farigiraf here. If so, then like we don't have to play through Trick Room anymore. Okay, Arcanine's going out. There's Great Tusk. Great Tusk in front of my Meowscarada is interesting. Obviously, I am at -1. Yep, there's the Eruption, but we live this. And we get a Recover off. Perfect. Garg is doing its thing. Alright, Trick Room is now over. Photosynthesis is now over for the Great Tusk. Trick Room is also over. Sun is over. Everything is going our way. I don't think I want to Terra Meowscarada. I do think I want to... kind of want to knock off. I'm going to go for the Flower Trick, and I think I'm going to go for the Salt Cure into Torkoal here. Holy cow. Meowscarada, buddy. Here's my Focus Sash. So that's going down to a Shadow Sneak. That's very good. Here's my Salt Cure onto their Torkoal. And start doing a little bit of damage there. And they do get an Eruption off. Oh no, my Meowscarada! That's fine. It is annoying because now I'm going to have to play through Intimidate on my Mimikyu. But honestly, not the end of the world. Because I honestly think Garg is going to be able to clean this game up. Just sits here and harasses everybody until they're sad. They're plus attack on their Photosynthesis on Great Tusk, so I should outspeed, right? And then, yeah, we'll Salt Cure the Torkoal again. I really do think they're specs. Like, they've had ample opportunity to, like, protect or heat wave or anything other than eruption. That's all they've clicked. And I want to go for Shadow Claw here because if they bring in Arcanine, I want to be able to potentially crit through the Intimidate. But, alright, we pick up the Great Tusk. Get salted, essentially take nothing. They do have Heat Wave as well, which Garg avoids because he's a gamer. So now Arcanine comes out, we can go ahead and salt it up. And I think I might need to recover here very soon as well. But Mimikyu is faster than Arcanine. We saw that on turn 1. So we can get a Shadow Claw off here. Do I want to Salt Cure or do I want to recover this turn? I think Salt Cure is correct. It's good damage. Not like particularly, but it is damage that we did. They have Overheat. Oh, okay. I think Garg is going to be what we need to win this game. You have Solar Beam? I mean, that's fine. You're not in Sun, so, like, I don't care. But if you've had Solar Beam this long and you've looked at my Garganoctle, why would you not have used it sooner? Man, that is a choice. Good damage, good damage. Mimikyu out here flexing on them. Overheat is going to take my Mimikyu out. They're going to go to -4 on their Arcanine, but that's not going to matter. They shouldn't go down to Salt Cure this turn. I think they have one more turn. Obviously, Solar Beam into my Protect. I think this turn I just click Recover, and then this game is over. I said in the team breakdown at the beginning that Garg was going to be the way we beat Hard Trick Room, and it came to play. It came to play this game. That's really all we could have asked for. This is where they showed me like close combat or something. Nah. Alright, cool. Yeah, they don't have an effective way of dealing with Garganoctle unless we Terra, which we're not going to because we resist all their hits otherwise. So, very cool game to show it off. Getting to show off how impactful Garg can be for us. Alright, what do we got here? More Trick Room. Hooray! I think, guys, this might be a hot take, but I think Torkoal's going to be really good in this format. Powering up Photosynthesis Mons is going to be really, really impactful. How do we beat Indeedee Armarouge? Do we? If so, how? I think this is where Volcarona comes to play, as well as Garg. Garg being Terra Poisoned is really awkward here. We're just bringing Volcarona backs. I kind of like this. I do think we need Garg to be able to clean up this end game, as well as Meowscarada. I think Mimikyu is less impactful here as it has been in other games. Because, like, Indeedee being able to redirect is really annoying. I don't think Sandy Shocks really does anything here either. Alright, it is Indeedee Armarouge as a lead. So I'm going to click Strudel Booge. And could Glaive Rush take out the Indeedee this turn. Is Glaive Rush enough to take out the Indeedee? Or I want to go for Icicle Spear. I think Icicle Spear is probably safer. It's really awkward because it's going to give them a switch into Torkoal. But I think that's fine. Okay, there's the follow me. Not really surprised by anything going on here. Because more importantly, I'm going to get to lower the Armorrouge's special attack, which is going to be really impactful. Alright, that's enough. Stop right there. Okay, stop it. Excalibur, I want this to stay alive. God, no! That's fine. There's the Trick Room. Oh! That's not the Trick Room. Okay. Okay. Kilowattrel's coming out. Gonna try to set some Tailwind. I don't want a Strugel Booge again. And I could Ice Shard here because Kilowattrel is not on terrain. I like that play. I like that a lot. Ah, oh, dang it, I tear it. I didn't mean to tear it. No! No! I didn't mean to do this. Please don't be impactful. Oh, this might actually come down to, like, hurt me later. Oh, man. I didn't realize I hit it. On a positive note, their Armorrouge is at -2 now. And I took out the Kilowattrel. I can't bring out Meowscarada and go for... Oh, I can bring out Meowscarada. I can Rage Powder and Flower Trick into the Great Tusk. Like, Armorrouge is not a threat at this point, hopefully. I need Psychic Terrain to be gone. Can you Ice Spinner for me, Great Tusk? So mad about that Terra because I could Terra this turn to KO the Great Tusk, but unfortunately I'm going to be short. Great Tusk is faster than their Armorrouge as well, and we get the burn. Okay, and they're going to take some chip from Rocky Helmet. They should. This should be Armor Cannon. Oh, I'm faster than Armorrouge still. Okay, perfect. So now this is Armor Cannon, which puts me down to Sash. How many turns of terrain do I have to stall out? So I can Sucker Punch this dork in his face. I think we win this. Oh man, it's gonna be close. I actually don't think it's gonna be close. I think I just need to Stall, what, 2 turns of terrain left? Can I stall 2 turns of terrain? I'm going to Salt Cure, and I'm going to Protect. They're at -2. This should be GG. I don't see any way, unless they crit my Garg. Like, Expanding Force crit would do a very sizable chunk. Okay. That was absurdly stressful for the entire sake of I lost my Terra because I clicked a button that I didn't know I clicked. Opponent's got a sick one here. Indeedee Armor Rouge. We have Pelipper. There's some sick stuff going on our opponent's side. I want Volcarona here. I think Strugel Booge is really important. I think Meowscarada is really impactful here as well. I think Baxcalibur looks pretty okay. Jumpluff could be either Sleep Powder, Rage Powder, could be like Acrobatics. I don't think they're going to try for Trick Room things here. They have multiple Tailwind setters between Pelipper and Jumpluff. Jumpluff does get Tailwind, right? I'm not just making that up. Guess we're about to find out. Definitely want Volcarona. I think Garg looks really appealing here. I think we're leaving Mimikyu at home. I think this is Meowscarada, Baxcalibur, Garg. I think Sandy Shocks is interesting here, but I think I would rather leave it at home. It could be the right play over like Baxcalibur. But I think Baxcalibur being able to threaten the Dragapult is really important, as well as the Jumpluff. Okay, Jumpluff, Armor Rouge. This could be Trick Room. More importantly, I'm gonna click Struggle Bug. And I'm gonna knock off into the Armor Rouge. Could be Armor Cannon into my Meowscarada, which I'm completely fine with. They could Terra Grass here to ignore like redirection coming from Volcarona. This is gonna be U-turn proc weak armor into Indeedee. Yep. Should have gone for U-turn. No, Rage Rider wouldn't work here because they are Jumpluff. Interesting. So we're probably losing our Volcarona, which is unfortunate. This is going to be Indeedee coming out, and they probably clicked... I would like to see them click Armor Cannon, but I think it's Expanding Force. Oh, I'm still faster. Get out of my lobby, kid! Alright, Dragapult comes out. That one is kind of scary. But, like, less so? I'm gonna Rage Powder. I'm going to... I think I'm gonna click Knock Off if they redirect it, whatever. So just Dragon Darts. Yeah, this is whatever. Owie. Oh no, my Volcarona. It's broken. Is that Choice Band? Haha! I'm so good. And now they have a stupid Jump Pluff and this Indeedee. We're gonna Ice Shard there. We shouldn't Ice Shard because they are able to redirect it. They just go for Helping Hand. Helping Hand, Sleep Powder. Oh, Pollen Puff. Alright, here's my Sash. Meowscarada hard carried this game. Like, not even close. What was your Indeedee holding? Terrain Extender. Alright, well that's good to know. Why Jump Bluff? I'm assuming that's where their Sash is. Or Covert Cloak. Could be either or. I like the team idea. Unfortunately, we just completely bodied them. We bodied them so hard there. Roaring Moon. And Iron Hands. First Iron Hands we've seen. And a Goldango. And a Bundle. I think that's our first Bundle we've seen too. We've seen Fluttermane a couple times, but we haven't seen Bundle. What do we like? I like Meowscarada. I like Meowscarada if they don't have, you know, Iron Hands out to fake us out. I like... kind of like Sandy Shocks. Sandy Shocks looks really appealing. What if we do something like this up front? I kind of like Volcarona. I really like Baxcalibur. Do I want Mimikyu to deal with Roaring Moon and Goldango? I think so. It also gets the body like Iron Hands. We get to do a ton of damage to it. Yeah, I think this is the crew. Just go like super hyper offensive and just punch them. Alright, it is Roaring Moon plus Arcanine. Alright, there's the Intimidate. It's annoying, but not the end of the world. There's their booster energy. Here's our booster energy. Oops. Wrong controller. See, this is interesting. What do we want to do here? It's going to be Acrobatics and the Meowscarada, but I don't think they're going to Terra in front of my Sandy Shocks. I think this is going to be a double up into Meowscarada, so I think I'm just going to protect it this turn. And go for an Earth Power into the Arcanine. I could see like a Will-O-Wisp or something coming into that slot. Could just be like Heat Wave. Yep, there's the Acrobatics. Called that. No E-Speed, no nothing like that. Holy cow, Sandy Shocks! Oh, just Snarl. Okay. Miss? Never lucky. I could Sucker Punch into the Arcanine and take it out. I don't think they're swapping out. Yeah, I think we're gonna bring in Baxcalibur here, and I think this is going to be Sucker Punch the Arcanine, take it out this turn. Meowscarada is gonna go down to Sash. I'm gonna bring in Baxcalibur. I can Ice Shard and or like Loaded Dice. I mean, I could Icicle Spear into the Roaring Moon this turn. I think I am gonna Terra Baxcalibur this turn. to get rid of my dragon typing so they can't effectively hurt me there. And I am going to Icicle Spear over Glaive Rush because I don't want to potentially get into a situation where that's going to be a problem. And I think they swapped Arcanine out this turn, so I'm just going to protect Meowscarada. Okay, they are going to Terra. Clearly not Arcanine. Got it. I'm assuming this is going to be Acrobatics into my Baxcalibur. Could be like E-Speed into Meowscarada to try to pick it up. Baxcalibur, you got this, right? You can live a hit. You got me, right, buddy? One time? You got me? Arcanine goes for the double, that's fine. Throat Chop. Oh, whatever. Bye. Nice Terra. Should have swapped out your Arcanine so you can intimidate me here. So yeah, going for Glaive Rush there would have been less impactful because the Roaring Moons, if they're this acrobatic set, they want to be Terra Flying because they get the extra damage off of it. So it makes a lot of sense to not be to not go for the Dragon type attack there because there's a chance that they turn Flying and the, Icicle Spear is effective against both of them. Now I think I am going to Glaive Rush into the Iron Bundle. Do I want a Sucker Punch? Could be like a Blizzard coming out. Could be Freeze Dry into Baxcalibur as well. Could go for Knockoff. I think I'm just going to Flower Trick into the bundle. Okay, Arcanine just protects. They're going to try to stall out like Sucker Punches here, and I'm just not going to play into it. Alright, Bundle does connect the Icy Wind, which is unfortunate. I was hoping that, you know, they'd miss or they go for a Freeze Dry into Baxcalibur instead, but this is fine. I would classify that as a lot of damage. Here's my Mimikyu. How do you deal with double priority moves when both of your Pokemon are at low HP? I'm going to Ice Shard the Arcanine, and I'm going to Shadow Sneak the bundle. This should be a double KO. Okay, one down. Two down. Perfect. No downside of Glaive Rush because they're KO'd. Perfect way to play Glaive Rush is just don't give them a chance to attack. And then here I'm going to protect, and we are going to go for a Play Rough. Iron Hands doesn't scare me. This could be Fake Out into that slot. It's not. Good golly, Mimikyu. Good job, buddy. Yep, just Wild Charge. And now a Play Rough plus... Ice Shard might be enough to KO here. We're going to try. We're just going to double priority move, and that should be game. Nicely played. Very nicely played from us. Opponent just had to play around. Like, I think they should have preserved the Arcanine. Specifically because, like, knowing what I know that we brought, having Mimikyu and Baxcalibur, they want to preserve the Intimidate to prevent us from being able to just chip them down like that. Had they swapped out Arcanine and brought in, like, Bundle that turn instead, like, it still prevents Sucker Punch from KOing their Arcanine, because obviously they swapped. They can still threaten my Meowscarada by going for the Acrobatics or whatever. And, like, Meowscarada is not really threatening their Roaring Moon at all. So, like, you have to play around... Like, I still get to KO your Roaring Moon with Baxcalibur, but then you get to bring back in Arcanine to intimidate both my physical attackers that are on the field, as well as my Mimikyu in the back. So, like, I think preserving Arcanine there is better than what our opponent played towards. Because then, like, Glaive Rush isn't doing that much into their Iron Bundle. Then Shadow Sneak's not going to be able to KO it. I mean, maybe. Like... We saw how much, like, Mimikyu was doing there. There's a chance that, like, Shadow would still be able to, Shadow Sneak would still be able to KO there, but it's probably closer have they preserved the Arcanine. So what did we learn today? Well, just like our first Series 1 ladder, our first Series 2 ladder features our Baxcalibur that kind of got to do its thing all kinds of day, like all day. Baxcalibur was very good. This team's very, very impactful. It's very powerful. We got to see it in all the games showcased today. That, like, this team just, when it gets to do its thing, it's very good. And, like, when you have to pivot around, like your opponent playing Trick Room or whatever, you're still able to. You have game in those matches. And, like, I think the game where we played against the Solar Beam Torkoal, I think had our opponent started clicking Solar Beam when Sun was still up into our Garganoctal, we lose that game because, like, Garg is our check into their Trick Room, right? And with us clicking Wide Guard in front of their Torkoal to prevent them from eruptioning, like, we're not going to, like, play around a Solar Beam because we want to prevent the eruption from KOing our partner. So I think had they shown us Solar Beam sooner in that game, we lose that game. But, you know, end of the day, we got to pull out a W where we got to Salt Cure our opponent's 2 active Pokemon, and Garg just sits there and does whatever. Mimikyu got to do a ton of damage multiple different times with, like, Play Rough and Shadow Sneak. Mimikyu was really, really impactful. Volcarona got to Struggle Bug multiple Indeedis and Armarouges, which just felt awesome. Sandy Shocks, Meowscarada was really sick. Being able to, you know, the damage we did with, like, Flower Trick into all the Great Tusk we ran into was really sick. We had the one game where Meowscarada, like, hard carried us by, like, critting into the Armarouge, which was obviously very good for us. And then just, like, being able to knock off everything they had going on, just very, very impactful there. Meowscarada really impressed me today. It really, really did. It's not something I had played with in Series 2 yet, and it really impressed me today. And, you know, like I talked about, Baxcalibur was really good in Series 1 when we played it there, and it was just as impactful today. I guess we really should talk about Sandy Shocks. It didn't really get to do its thing. We brought it in, I think, 2 of the 4 games we played today. In the first game, it literally just got KO'd by an Eruption, which, like, yeah, that happens. It's really unfortunate when it does, but it happens. And then the other game we brought it, like, we did 95% to an Arcanine, so, like, yeah, it was good. It just wasn't impactful in the games we played today for the most part. I think the other 2 games, it just, like, there's probably an argument that you could potentially bring it, but I think Sandy Shocks is impactful in this format. I think it's going to have a place as, like, one of the new Pokemon in the format. It's just a matter of, like, finding that niche for it. And I think this coverage that it has is good. I think that a lot of teams are not going to be prepared for Sandy Shocks, especially initially. I think it's going to be an underrated Pokemon for quite a while, and I'm hoping this weekend at Orlando we get to see some Sandy Shocks on camera. So that is going to be it for me today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week with some more laddering. Have a good one. Peace.